Why the Gaza ceasefire could collapse over coming days. In any negotiation, it's always the tricky final details that are the hardest to agree on. That has especially been the case in the long, dismal history of failed Middle East peace deals, where final status issues like where borders would be drawn, and the location of a Palestinian capital in East Jerusalem, have tripped up negotiators in the final stretch. In this case, it's the reverse situation. Yes, there's an agreement for a ceasefire, and the release of hostages and prisoners. But almost everything else appears to have been pushed out to be dealt with later, from the date of a full Israeli withdrawal, to who will govern Gaza afterwards, to an implausible pathway to Palestinian statehood. The last ceasefire between Israel and Hamas fell apart in March, when a second round of negotiations that were supposed to finalize a peace agreement never got underway. This deal is supposedly far more comprehensive. However, some elements directly contradict Israel's red line positions. All of which means there is any number of ways this could all fall over, perhaps within days. Let's assume the first hurdles are cleared, the return of all remaining hostages in Gaza, in exchange for Palestinian prisoners in Israel. History suggests that will happen, as it did in stages during the last ceasefire in January, until it collapsed. Let's also assume Israel's military pulls back out of Gaza's coastal city areas in the first 72 hours, as agreed. Here, according to Donald Trump's 20-point plan, is what should happen next, and why it might not. It's hard to overstate how significant it would be for Hamas, a resistance group and listed terrorist organization, to disarm. It has previously said it would only lay down its weapons once a Palestinian state had been established. In its initial response to the U.S. plan, Hamas did not mention disarming at all. However, there are reports Hamas has told mediators it may be prepared to give up its missiles, but not its small arms, and even then, only if Donald Trump can guarantee that Israel will not resume fighting.